into this next live that we get to be able to do. I'm glad I finally figured out how to do lives like this through my phone. Maybe I can even do a little bit more prepared videos like this one day. But I can't wait for you guys to come in and hear what we're going to talk about today. What I want to talk about today specifically is Cody Rhodes. And the reason why I want to talk about Cody Rhodes is because he's been the face of WWE for close to the last 2 years now, really around a year and a half. And it was welcome for me, especially at first, because Roman Reigns had been the guy for a few years. He was the final boss before the final boss, The Rock, had ever even got there. And we don't even care to see The Rock now. So, in a way, Roman Reigns is still kind of the final boss. He still has the same amount of aura that he once came in with. So, with that being said, I want to talk about Cody Rhodes. I think he reached a high when he defeated Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. And good moments in the two title reigns that have followed for sure. I enjoyed the feud with AJ Styles. I enjoyed some of the feud with Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. And I think the latter match with Kevin Owens that he had was an absolute banger. I mean, I think we were all let down when John Cena defeated Cody Rhodes, but I feel like that's because nothing actually happened in that match. We got a Travis Scott appearance, and that was it. That was the second time Travis Scott had ever appeared. We never got anything from Travis Scott other than that. We haven't gotten Travis Scott in an actual match, none of that. And from all the other people recently that have come into WWE, that's not the same vibe we've gotten. It feels like Travis Scott just wants to come when he wants. And I feel like everybody else has kind of put a little bit more into it. I feel like Jelly Roll has put a lot more into it. I feel like Jelly Roll has really been genuine with fandom and trying to actually bring something to the WWE. And I think that's been very welcome. I feel like Bad Bunny was the same way, especially when you got to see Bad Bunny in the ring. But with that being said, I feel like Cody Rhodes has kind of gotten stale for me a little bit, and I want to see something different from Cody Rhodes. I feel like it's kind of been the same shtick since he got there and he finished his story, and now we've just kind of been going on cruise control with him being the guy for the last 2 years. All we've really gotten is that, he's the quarterback. He thinks he's the Pat Mahomes of WWE, and that's fine. But I feel like I need to see more in there. And I feel like, him kind of showing that he has an edge. What he showed with Randy Orton, how he hit Drew McIntyre with the title belt to get himself disqualified on Friday night. I feel like he's been starting to show that. And it really has been a welcome change. And it makes me think of the fact that Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel in the future. And it gets me excited for that. And I want to see that, especially because in AEW, he wasn't open to that heel turn. And that was such a shame for me because you wanted to see that, especially with the way that his story went in AEW. Imagine if Cody Rhodes turned heel. Imagine if we actually got to see, him scratch law and really take shortcuts to try to get his hands on the AEW championship that he lost the right to challenge for, especially because he was one of the founders of AEW. We could have used that. Something that going now, Cody Rhodes could have done, and just imagine what that could have been like. I'm just saying, we don't actually know, but I'm just thinking about it right now. But we can still get that in WWE. Codes can still show a dark side. Cody Rhodes can still sell his soul for all we know. But I want to see Cody Rhodes be able to turn heel. I want to see things become a little bit more fresh for Cody Rhodes. Not to say that the Drew McIntyre feud hasn't been welcome, because it really has. But imagine if we see Cody Rhodes, after everything that Drew McIntyre has done, just really go AWOL on Drew McIntyre to the point where Drew McIntyre actually looks like a good guy. So we have the first commenter, and he said, "Hi, dude. I hope you're doing great, and I agree with you about Cody. I hope it was Cody or Randy that took out Jacob, so they go heel. It's Randy versus Cody at Mania." I actually wouldn't mind that. to be honest. And I would love to see Cody as a face or a heel in that scenario. I feel like Randy Orton, this is the best face run of his career, and it's the most natural that Randy has been in his career. I think we would all love to see Randy Orton turn heel as well. So whatever direction it goes, I'm fine with. But at the same time, again, I feel like Cody becoming a heel would freshen things up for him just as a character. Let's not make the same mistake where John Cena, was face for 20 years, because I don't think that's actually going to work with anybody else. And I feel like in hindsight, it actually, made the retirement run a little bit better. Even though we got to see him as a heel for a little bit, I don't think we got enough time to experiment with it. But these face matches at the end, I've really enjoyed. Randy deserves one more run. I agree. Honestly, let me segue for a little bit. So John Cena is a 17-time world champion, the never seen 17, the last real champion. And Randy is the only one in my mind that can actually catch him. He's had 14 world title reigns of his own, and I wouldn't mind Randy at some point actually catching John Cena before tires, which actually might be a little while if you think about it. Now, Randy Orton said he's got like 10 years left in him. He said he feels great, and Randy Orton is looking like a little bit bigger of a boy these days. Him patting his stomach, you could kind of tell, not just for show. But yeah, again, this is me just kind of sharing where my thoughts are at with Cody Rhodes. I think him developing an edge would be fantastic, especially because he's been a face going back to his AEW days for such a long time. And personally, I want to see something new. I think it's getting closer and closer to that time. And while we're getting teases of it, I would really like to see it. So let me know your thoughts in comments below. Let me know if you want me to continue doing these live streams. And as I said on the radio show, we are on this Thursday this week. Same time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Hamilton Radio. Well, let me read this quick. Here's my idea. Brock helps Braun win the World Heavyweight Championship, but Braun doesn't like it and wants to focus on the future. So he spears Brock, and Braun forces Heyman to choose, but he doesn't. I mean, we kind of got that already with Braun Breaker kind of forcing Heyman to choose, and Braun Breaker was kind of, forcing it, and Heyman just took the guy who was standing on his feet. We also got that with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So I care less either way. But I do like the idea of a Brock Lesnar versus Breaker feud, because then you can kind of, give the idea that it's the next big thing, which I am 100% all in on. But let me know your thoughts on anything that we said here. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of these. Again, we're doing the show this Thursday this week, same time, same channel, 9:30 p.m. EST, all that other stuff. And I can't wait to see you guys then, before if I choose to come back on and I'm able to. So thank you guys for helping me grow the channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers. We're less than 200 away. And again, I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday. Just